Welcome to the show. I'm your host, Ryal Thomas. The title of the show is The Moment Is Gone. I'm going to try to take my time with this particular show because there are a lot of things that I can say and I feel that I need to say in hopes that it would bring about some sort of relief to you as well as myself. I want to start off by saying this. We all have moments in our lives. We all have moments in our lives where that things may not be going according to plan. We may have said some things in the past. We may have even done some things in the past. But my message this evening is that it's in the past. It's in the past. That moment is gone. Because so many people that I speak with, they talk about things that may have happened maybe 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 15 years ago. And I feel and I see that they're holding on to some thoughts, holding on to some emotions that's really keeping them in that place. And I'm talking about moments that may have a negative effect on their present position and their present character today. But I'm here to tell you that we, including myself, we must remember that that moment that they're concerned about, that moment that's keeping them there mentally, that moment is gone. That moment happened then and there. I feel that we need to be focused on what's presently happening today. And if it requires that you may start spending your time, doing some other things so you can think about some other as well as some different things to leave that moment in the past. It may have been a moment where you may have said something, to an employer. You may have said something to an employee. You may have said something to your wife or your husband or your significant other that you constantly think about. You constantly think about it, and you can be having a beautiful day. You can see something or someone that reminds you of that moment, and all of a sudden you slip. You slip back into a state of depression. You slip back into a negative reminder of what actually happened in and at that moment. What I'm trying to say is that we all, including myself, that we all need to realize that that was just a moment. That was just a moment. Life is too big. Life is too full of love. Life is too full of life to sit there and constantly think about something that may have happened to you where that you change your character, you change your position, you change your thoughts. Because remember, we can actually be attacked by our thoughts. We can actually be attacked by our emotions. But so that's when we need to show that we have dominion over our thoughts, dominion over our emotions. You need to really, or I should say we need to really think about what we're thinking about. We need to have a different relationship with our thoughts. We need to have a different relationship with our relationship when it comes to us. Because there's so many things that can push you and guide you into a situation based on your frame of mind, based on your emotional state. It can stop you from succeeding in life. It can stop you from continuing to do positive things in life. You may have a dream. You may have a dream about something. You may have wants, wishes, and things of such that all of a sudden you start to approach that area. And because of these thoughts, because of these emotions, because of these moments that may have happened in the past, all of a sudden you give up. you level off. You level off and you say to yourself, well, why am I doing this? You know, it's not going to go anywhere. I'm not going to do this because now I don't feel right. Well, how can you feel good about something and then pick up on these negative emotions and these negative thoughts and continue to do something good? You know, you have to understand that attacks come from everywhere and everyone. Attacks come, especially when you're trying to do something positive for yourself. They come. And when they come, to me, that's confirmation that you have a good idea, that you have a good thought, because there's a side of all of us that want to pull back when we're thinking about doing something good. It's a side of all of us. You know, you think to yourself, well, this happened today. Oh, I was thinking about, last year, I tried this and this. Well, this is a new year. This is a new you. You don't have to stay stuck in a frame of mind where nothing good is going to come your way. That was just a moment. That was a moment in the past. And the key word is past. I don't care how embarrassed you may have thought what you said or what you've done in the past, how embarrassed you were behind it. I don't care how you feel about that. You must keep in mind that was in the past. Oh, you got involved with the wrong woman or the wrong man, and you said this to him or her, and you did this with him or her. That's in the past. You cannot let that dwell in your mind and dwell in your spirit to keep you from moving forward with new things that you have in store for you, and that's in your mind to do. You have to understand this. We have to understand that. We don't care about the argument you had with your neighbor. We don't care about the road rage that was last week. We don't care about the person in the restaurant that you had to get straight because she didn't serve you properly. We don't care about that because that was then. What are you going to do about now? What are you going to do? Let it go. Let it go and move forward. Try to continue to move forward. I remember doing a show with a young lady, and she said, Ryal, we just have to keep it moving. We just have to keep it moving. And that's a very powerful thing. But see, you have to keep it moving forward, and at the same time, your gas tank must be full. You must be full of new ideas. You must be full of an adventure. You must be full of energy to get excited about the present moment and what can become the future for you. You must be excited about that. And that may require leaving some things to the side, removing some things off of your plate that constantly remind you of maybe a bad moment in the past. Because as long as you are doing something that constantly reminds you of the past, and the past happen to be a negative moment in your life, you're going to constantly think about it. So things have to be removed off of your plate, whether it's a relationship or whether it's a job or whatever the case may be. If you had a bad experience with someone and you see that person, speak. Let them know that you're doing all right. Let them know that you're feeling good about your life now. Let them know that your tank was full and that you are moving forward with your own thoughts, with your own ideas, with your own feelings, with your own heart. You have to do that for the longevity of yourself. And sometimes it may require moving people off your plate. The places you used to go, maybe those are the places you don't need to go anymore. The people you used to see, maybe those individuals are not the people that you need to see anymore. And there is no love lost. Just because you start to take care of yourself, it doesn't mean that you have hatred towards everyone else. That was just a moment in your life, what was going on. You have to stay positive for you, for the longevity of you. That's a very, very important statement, a very, very important feeling that one must have in order to excel. Let me get into something. If you are in the process of moving forward with your emotions, with your feelings, with your job, or whatever the case may be, affiliate and associate yourself with individuals who understand that. See, because spirit and good energy get along. You know, good spirit and good energy get along with one another. You can look at someone and you can have a conversation with some, and you've never met this person before in your life, and you can sense that this person is of good energy. We all have experienced that. Some of you all out there today have met someone that makes you smile. And I'm not just talking about in a relationship, intimate relationship. I'm talking about just someone you have met. Next thing you know, you're going out to lunch. You know, it's a whole different conversation than what you may be used to. This person is showing understanding. This person is showing a commitment to the friendship that's coming about. See, that fills your tank up when you can talk to someone who understands you, when you can be around someone who shares your ideas, who shares your principles, who shares your morals. When you're around them type of people, whoo, I'm getting excited now. I'm getting excited now, just knowing that that's fuel. That's fuel for me. That's fuel for you. So these moments in the past that you have experienced that may not have been so rewarding for you, just think about them as moments. Moments in the past. That's all you have to do. And you think about it and you let it go. You just let it go. You do not necessarily have to sit there and go to bed dreaming about it, waking up in cold sweats because you're thinking about something that actually happened 5 years ago, last years ago, 10 years ago. See, that's what keeps you stuck. You even wake up with a negative feeling because what you have gone to bed with. You even wake up with that. See, put something good on your heart. Put something good in your spirit. So when you wake up excited. You wake up with the energy to continue on what you need to do to bring about your dreams to you. You wake up with that positive energy. You even wake up with a smile. You may go downstairs whistling. You know, your significant other may say, well, you seem to be in a good mood this morning. That's because I am. See, that's a beautiful way to look at things as opposed to constantly dwelling on something. Or this person in the store, you know, they looked at me and rolled their eyes. Or this person, I held the door open for them and they didn't even say thank you. So what? How is that going to impact the positive things that you have in store for yourself? You have to stay focused. You have to stay focused. Again, get involved with individuals who share that feeling, who understand that feeling, because sometimes our thoughts and our emotions, man, they can have us all over the place. They'll have us taking a drink at 10 o'clock in the morning. We can't wait till lunchtime come so I can get me another drink. And I can't wait to get off so I can get another drink. All of a sudden, because of your mind has been altered due to the substance that you are taking, you done forgot all about your dreams. You have camouflaged, you have distorted everything due to maybe the alcohol. So now the dreams that you had yesterday has been smothered by the alcohol or whatever substance you may be using to get rid of the moment in the past that constantly it's on your mind. See, you can't do two things. You can't do that. You do one thing, and that one thing is looking out for the welfare of you. You have to come up with a different relationship with your emotions. You know these emotions are going to come. You know these thoughts are going to appear. But keep in mind also this. Sometimes thoughts are just rolling around in your head. They're just rolling around. It doesn't mean that you have to grab hold to one of them. It doesn't mean that. Sometimes the thoughts can just be rolling around. You know, it's like a BB in a can. You know, you're shaking it up and it's just rolling around, rolling around. You don't know when that BB is going to stop. But in this case, you can stop it. You can realize and say to yourself, these are just thoughts in my mind. And they happen to be thoughts that may have an impact on my future, an impact on how I feel about things. So with you realizing that, that's half the battle. I remember a cartoon back in the days, and I may be aging myself when I say this, but a cartoon back in the days, it was a cartoon, I think it was G.I. Joe. And it was some character on G.I. Joe, and the character said, knowing is half the battle. Wow, that has stayed with me for decades. Knowing is half the battle. If you know what's disturbing you, if you know what is holding you back, then the next part is this, dealing with it. Dealing with it. See, if you don't recognize something, you don't know how to deal with it because you make excuses for it. But when you recognize something and you say, wow, I got to do something about that. See, you could be smoking cigarettes and you don't know what it's actually doing internally to you. You know, you don't know. But until you go to the doctor and the doctor say you need to stop smoking, he or she has recognized that you have a problem. And he's also giving you that information. And when that doctor gives you that information, now you know what you have to do. So knowing is half the battle to correcting something. So, but just keep in mind, these feelings, these thoughts, these emotions that you have, recognize what they may be doing to you. You may have had someone hurt your feelings years ago, and you let them know that it has hurt your feeling due to the fact when you see them, you don't speak. You go down a different aisle in the store. You avoid looking in their direction when you're at a traffic light. See, that individual know that they still have a hold on you. That individual knows that they still have a hold on you. So what you do to get rid of that hold is you speak. Hey, how you doing? You know, nice seeing you and everything. I hope everything is going well for you, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And then that individual leaves thinking, oh my God, they spoke to me. Wow, with a smile. That tells them that you have moved on past that thought. You have moved on past that embarrassment. You have moved on with your life. That's what I'm trying to tell you, man. It's your life. You don't have to fall into the negative thoughts or the embarrassment that you feel because it's no longer there, because you have a different relationship with your emotions, with your thoughts, and with your feelings. Again, G.I. Joe said, knowing is half the battle. And I am a true believer in that. I'm going to move on, and I'm going to say some things that I think I need to talk about. It's a little bit, it's on topic, but it's a little bit off. But I want to share this with someone because, people are coming up to me talking about opening up a business and doing this and doing that. And I want to say, again, gravitate towards people who understand what you're trying to do. And you want to try to hire people that feels your dream, that want to help, not someone who just want to get a paycheck at the end of the week. Because individuals like that, their main focus is, I need to get paid. I need to get paid, and with that in mind, it's kind of like hindering you from moving forward. Because when you're developing a team of individuals that has an impact on your life, you want to make sure that you have the right team that's behind you. You want proper backup. When you talk about a design or you talk about how you want to have this business look to the public, get to individuals, be with individuals that are visionaries, people who can feel that, who can see that, and who wants to help you get to that area. Because 2 heads or 3 heads, 4 heads is better than 1. So I say that to individuals because so many people have been coming up to me talking about, Ryal, I was thinking about opening up a business. What should I do? The first thing you have to do is you have to prepare yourself for that. You have to prepare yourself to open up a business. You have to think the part. You have to look the part. You have to be the part. And you want to hire individuals that are like-minded, I should say, are like-minded. So just remember that. And that was a personal message to some individuals who have been coming up, to me talking about, they want to open up a business and how should they go about doing it. And first and foremost, again, they must realize that it is a business, that this business is your life, this is your future. And if this is what you want to do, you want to be around people who actually have the same mindset. But just wanted to say that. But getting back to the topic that I was talking about earlier is that, be very, very careful about how you let your thoughts and how you let your emotions have an impact on you. Just be careful with that because sometimes, man, we can think about things that may have happened, years ago, and some of us will go lie down. We'll go lie down because of the depression that we feel that, oh, I could have done this better. Oh, I could have said this or I could have said that. Stop. That was just in that moment, at that particular time. That moment is gone. Sometimes when people pass, it's a very sensitive topic, a very sensitive subject right now. Sometimes when people pass, they go, oh, Lord, I wish I could have done more. I should have said this. I should have done this. I should have taken him or her to the store when they wanted to go. I made so many excuses not to help her out, not to help him out. Okay. That was in that moment. That was in that moment. That person is gone. And there's nothing we can do about that. There's nothing we can do about that. So stop making yourself feel guilty about that. Because losing a loved one, sometimes can bring about so many feelings that you've never felt before. But understand, whatever you did and whatever you said at that particular time, that was in that moment. And you cannot take that back. So don't beat yourself up too bad about thinking about what you should have and could have said and what you could have and should have done. Don't beat yourself up like that. Life goes on. And I'm not saying that people don't have a point where they grieve, because we all grieve when a loved one passes. But at the same time, you don't want to die with them. You don't want your emotions and your drive for life to die with them because they are gone. Because believe me, they're in a better place. They're in a better place. So this show is all about taking control of your emotions, taking control of your thoughts, realizing that the things you've said, the things you have done, that was in that particular moment. That moment does not have to exist today. There are too many things that you have to do. There are too many things that you want to do. And my advice, even to myself, just because I talk like this and say things like this, a lot of this applies to me too, if not 100% of it, because I've gone through trials and tribulations as well. So I understand my feelings. And with me sharing my feelings to you all out there, I hope it does something to help you all understand that these are just things, man, in the moment, and don't let them have a negative impact on how you feel, what you're going to say, how you're going to treat the next person. Just be true to yourself. Be true to yourself and get up in the morning. And you may be thinking, well, I don't want to do that today because it's raining. I don't want to do that because it's this. Stop making excuses for yourself and get on the bandwagon. Get on the wagon of success. Get on the wagon of love. Get on the wagon of understanding that some of those things were just in the past. And it's time for me to take hold to my life today. So let that moment that you have been thinking about, let that moment be a positive moment for today, not for what happened yesterday. You move in the moment today. I want to thank you all for tuning in. I hope you all have enjoyed the show. I know I kind of revealed some things to myself. Thank you very much. Take care.